Thanks for staying with us here on TVC Breakfast. Now, food prices are finally easing across northwest Nigeria, bringing a sigh of relief to many households. In markets from Kano to Sokoto, the cost of staples like rice, maize, and beans has dropped by up to 25%, a welcome shift after months of soaring costs. Traders credit the decline to fresh harvest and improved transport conditions, while consumers say they can now heave a sigh of relief. Still, many argue prices remain far higher than before inflation hit. For now, it's a glimmer of hope in a region that's been battling rising food costs for too long. Let's talk this through by having joining this conversation is a contemporary affairs analyst, Abdullah Zuru. Thank you so much for joining us on TVC Breakfast. It's a beautiful story that we're getting, from the northwest, even down south here. I spoke with some people I normally buy food stuff from in my 12 here in Lagos about how much was the price of paints of beans. They said 4,000 naira. I was able to get 2 paints for 3,500 naira. Gari, 1,800 naira per paint. And even all of these prices are, clearly coming down. But the argument has been, yes, they are coming down as we can see. How about we take it back to where it was before the removal of fuel subsidy? What say you to these emerging detail or information we're getting from the markets?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to talk about this very important aspect. Very important in the sense that is the cornerstone or the sources of income of majority of our people in the Northwest. Actually, before the fuel subsidy was removed, it's no longer a secret and it's a well-known fact that prices of foodstuffs have skyrocketed, in fact, beyond the reach of the common man. But quite recently, it started reducing gradually, falling gradually, because of a number of factors in this part of the country, particularly within the last 1 year. In the Northwest, generally, we can attribute it to sufficient rainfall that the area or the zone witnessed during this raining season. That's in the Northwest. But in particular, in Kebbi State, where I live, it's more than that. I mean, yes, we have sufficient rainfall like other states in the Northwest, but some of the measures taken by the state government has greatly improved the production of farm produce in Kebbi State. Like I said, the proactive nature of the governance facilitated the farmers to, number one, properly settle in their farms without fear. Secondly, those that left the farms much earlier because of banditry have returned. And most importantly, in view of the problem caused by the banditry in this part of the state, Kebbi State, the governor came up with some measures that can alleviate the suffering and that can encourage the farmers to go back to the farm and produce enough. The measures are very clear and actually unexpected, uncommon, very unusual in governance. A governor can procure 500 trucks of fertilizer, distributed free to farmers in the state. A governor that procured insecticides, herbicides, and distribute them free to farmers. This is a governor that also procured power tillers for land cultivation, thousands of them, and distributed it to farmers free of charge. This is unbelievable. This is unprecedented in the history of farming in this part of the country. So that is a major factor that led to high production and eventually reduce in prices of the foodstuff being produced in Kebbi State.
Okay.
I can say, I stand to be corrected. Kebbi State is the only place where you have cheapest farm product in this part of the country because of the support of Governor Nasiru Idris Karangwandu.
All right. It's nice to know that creative thinking at leadership level can affect farming the way it has in Kebbi State. But we're looking at the whole region, the Northwest. Are we saying Kebbi State is like the nucleus where the products come from and is spreading all over the Northwest, because we are having this price reduction in the whole of the Northwest? That's one part of my question. The other part is, let us see the difference within the prices of this foodstuff, let's say last year, and how it is this year.
Thank you very much. We are talking about Northwest in general. And most of the governors have their own ways of handling their issues. They have been trying their own, and to be fair to everybody, also in those areas, the prices of food has fallen, has drastically reduced. But the advantage in Kebbi State is the factors responsible for that in this part of the country, like as I explained to you, are the approach, the proactive approach of the governors. In Kano, you know, it's a very big state with with a high population. In fact, the most populated in the north, not only Northwest. Is a business-oriented society with many entrepreneurs that are into different types of businesses and into farming as well. Kano has the largest number of rice mills in this part of the country, not even in this part of the country, in Nigeria as a whole. We have a number of them, and there are always new ones are coming up. So the business community in Kano have seen reason why they should invest in food production, and which is succeeding. If you go to Adamawa State as well, although it's not part of the Northwest we're talking about, but come down to Jigawa, where they have fertile land, energetic people interested in food production, and the efforts being made by the business community with the support of both the state and the federal governments, they are doing very well. Come down to Zamfara and Sokoto State, though Zamfara, like we all know, it has problem of banditry that has been, that the government, both government, state and federal, are trying to check. But that actually affected the volume of production of farm produce in Zamfara State. Is a very fertile land with professional farmers and business community. Hitherto, before now, Zamfara State is one of the states that feeds the country. When you talk of maize, I mean sorghum, and other farm produce. But as a result of this, they cannot do. But despite that, even in Zamfara State, the prices has crashed.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Zuru. Now, unfortunately, history has shown us that whenever food prices drop in the north, it's often seasonal. And a lot of people say that. What would you say to people who might say that this is it's too early to celebrate, that this is not a sustainable success story, and that once prime harvest season ends, it will go back to the regular prices and food insecurity?
No, you see, when the measures being taken by the government in tackling banditries are sustained, certainly the issue of prices will gradually be reducing. It all depends on enabling environment conducive environment, secure environment for the farmers to go to farms. Once that is sustained, and how can it be sustained? Provision of adequate security for the farmers. And another thing that can make it sustained, if the example set by Kebbi State Governor is replicated in other states, it will be sustained. Did you hear where governor give fertilizer free? Not just like that. So if that is sustained, certainly, if that is replicated in other states, and if adequate arrangements are taken to ensure full security for our farming families, farming communities, I assure you, the price will continue to go down. And the people will be reaching from their distance. They will get value for what they are doing.
Indeed, sir. It's one thing to put the responsibility on the side of the government to continually provide security so that farmers can have access to their farms, and then this produce can keep going down. But I also want to talk about the responsibility of citizens in the Northwest states. If you're saying that governors have intervened, again, that came on the order of the president for the government to ensure that this happens. If you're saying that the governors are now distributing fertilizers free of charge, providing lands for farming to take place, shouldn't also the citizens, because one of the other things that sustains this insecurity is that these terrorist groups keep finding hands to be recruited into their teams to ensure that their virtue keeps being sustained as well. Can't also the citizens come together and be part of this agricultural revolution? If free fertilizers and farm is coming to them, can't they also recruit themselves on this other hand to say, you know what, we're not going to be idle, we have land for free, we have fertilizers for free, and maybe even seedlings. Can we also recruit ourselves into agriculture so that we're not available to be recruited for insecurity? Don't you think?
I think so. And this your last statement is obvious. Once the youths who are mostly being used are taken care of through this prohibition of free farming inputs, what will they do for what will they go and do in activities of mandatory? How can they be informants when they will be kept busy? They have been assisted, they have been supported. You understand? And that is number one. I agree with you. The citizens have a role to play, and very crucial role, very crucial role in that matter. There are places where we have highly respected traditional rulers that are being respected, that are being obeyed, that are being listened to. Already, most of them, or if not all of them, are in the process of enlightening the youths of the need for them to cooperate with the security agencies in one, refusing to be involved, two, refusing to act as or to be informants. So if that is done, our traditional rulers who have confidence and they have the capacity and ability to do that, our religious leaders also can use the churches and mosques all around to preach the need for peace, to preach the need to contribute to ensuring a very peaceful and conducive environment for businesses, particularly farming activities, to sustain. So you have said it all, your last statement. If the youths are fully engaged, if the youth are supported, if the youths are mobilized and supported with all the necessary, not only farming. Sorry, I have been referring to Kebbi, where I belong, where I am. The youths have also been enlightened and brought together, giving money to establish businesses. This money was given to them free. So that is why we don't have much. I didn't say we don't have armed banditry here, but it is comparatively, we're better off. So the citizens, our leaders, and the elders, including the political class, have crucial roles to play in ensuring that what we are witnessing this season is not going to be on and off. What we are witnessing, that is the falling of prices, will be sustained.
Right. Good to hear some of your analysis, especially coming from Bauchi, which is supposed to be the northeast of Nigeria. I'll talk about the northwest. We've got Jigawa, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi, Sokoto, Zamfara, and some of these places are experiencing, armed banditry, terrorism, etc. But I'll tell you a very quick story, which was shared to me by one of the marketers, one of the sellers in Mile 12 here in Lagos. Because I told him, I said, you were angry at the point, you were cashing out when all the prices went up. Now the prices are coming down. What are you saying? How are you reacting to it? But then he reacted some way or the other, and he told me that at a point, he sold a bag of beans for over 200,000 naira. Now it's about 100 and something thousand naira, bag of rice 50 to 60, and that a man actually sold his house, 28 million naira, because he felt farmers were making ×3 of what they invested before the increments, before the rise in price of foods. Then the man only made a gain of 15 million naira. Another woman also collapsed upon hearing the price of foods the prices of food have actually crashed, and then she collapsed. So this goes to show that the government reforms are actually working. I don't know whether you agree, especially when he said this happens once in 5 to 6 years, when the prices will always come down. It is not as a result of the reforms or anything, but it's something that happens like 5 to 6 years. Do you agree with him?
Well, I don't agree with him in total, but I agree with him that the falling in prices has caused a lot of losses. Well, it's not losses, but it should be a lesson to most of our Shylock traders, those that are in the practice of holding farm produce for the price to increase so that they sell. Let me tell you, like the woman that collapsed, the woman and the other person that lost substantial parts of his earnings to such things, even in this part of the country, the Northwest, we have a lot of people in almost all the states in the Northwest that their business is to buy food when it is cheaper, like now, in a large quantity, store it, hold it, and only bring it out. They will buy a bag at 35,000, and they will not bring it out to sell until it is 60 to 70,000. Most of them have been caught unawares with this falling of price of foodstuff problems. Now, I don't know whether I'm afraid some of them will have a heart attack because by the time
he even told me some committed suicide.
Absolutely.
Well, Mr. Zuru, just before we go, I think we have only 3 minutes to do this. I would like to know the difference, the sharp difference in price. Say for yam, for example, if I want to buy 100 tubers of yam in Kebbi today, what is the price and what was the price like 3, 4, 5 months ago? So that I will find time and come to Kebbi and look for you, and we arrange 100 tubers of yam.
No, you see, fortunately, unfortunately, we don't produce yam in Kebbi.
No, just as an example. Okay, let us use grains that you produce. Let's say rice, or let's say maize, or whatever.
That's very good. Before now, about 60 to 70 kg of sorghum was being sold at about 100,000 plus. But now, with your 35,000 to 40,000, you get a bag.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
Absolutely.
The same thing with the rice. When you have, in the past, before now, 70 to 75 kg of paddy rice is being sold at over 80 to 70,000. But now, with your 25,000, 30,000, you can get that.
Mr. Zuru, I'm coming to Kebbi to look for
bag
you.
of rice. You need to send a bag of rice down here, or some bags, rather.
The outcome or the results of the support being given to our farmers in Kebbi by the governor, comrade. That is why I said Kebbi has the cheapest price of food products because of the support, the incentives, the encouragement from the governor.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Zuru. And this whole conversation reminds me of a very poignant quote by Mahatma Gandhi, who said that there are people in the world that are so hungry that God can only appear to them in the form of bread. We're talking about falling food prices, and this is a this might seem like a very obvious question, but because you're on ground, I'd love you to intimate me on what this means for the families, the farmers, the communities.
Thank you very much. The farming families in Kebbi State, they have never had it so well like now. The consumers are equally very, very happy. And the little they are getting, they are doing what they want to do and earn a very healthy life. So the families, the farming communities, even those that specialize or that are into business of selling farm produce. I'm emphasizing on this farm produce because much has been produced and much has been produced to sustain very near future in case of any eventuality.
Right. Absolutely. You've actually, hit the nail on the head. Contemporary affairs analyst Abdullah Zuru, thank you so much for your keenness of insight on this very crucial topic. At least it's very refreshing to know that the price of food, are really, really coming down way beyond our expectations. Thank you so much once again. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be with you again.
A bag of rice for 35,000 naira. I can't wait.
I tell you.
All right. All right, this time with us here on TVC Breakfast. Still to come, tension in Osun State as the People's Democratic Party heads to court over allocation of funds from the federal government. Stay with us for